This video, we're going to be talking about exactly what to expect on your embarkation day on your Disney cruise.
I'm Christina. I'm a traveler, a planner, and most importantly, a mom. I'm sharing my best tips to make traveling as a family a little less stressful. So put down your phone, pack your bags, and let's showcase the world.
It's Planet Cruise Month, so we're talking about cruises all month long, and in this video I'm talking about Embarkation Day, which is the first day boarding your cruise. If it's your first cruise, you can be a little worried about what to expect, but this video I'm going to walk through everything, give you all sorts of tips and tricks for winning Embarkation Day. I'm going to be talking a lot about Disney Cruise Line and Port Canaveral. Those are probably the most common embarkation days, and there's kind of little nuances around it, but for the most part, most of this applies to any cruise line, any port as well. But I am going to be talking specifically about some options for Port Canaveral. So let's start with number one. Don't ever fly in the morning of your cruise. Embarkation day is completely different than arrival day. You are going to fly in the day before your cruise. Please listen to me. You do not want the hassle of missing your cruise because of a delay. You don't want to have to feel rushed getting onto the cruise line. You want it to be a nice, leisurely morning. So don't fly in the day of your cruise. You have some options here. You can stay at Orlando Airport or at a hotel near the airport. Wherever your port is, you can stay at a hotel near the port. Or you can go in a few days early and enjoy the port. So I like to go in a night early and do a nice dinner at a Disney resort and a nice character breakfast, maybe watch the fireworks. Or you can add a few extra days and get some park time in. But you always want to fly in before. It is just, you don't want to risk the money that you spent on your cruise not being able to go to your cruise, because then you'd have to fly to meet the cruise at the next port, and it's just an absolute nightmare. So don't do it. One of the other things that you need to decide before you go is what your check-in time is. You're going to do online check-in. You will pick a check-in time at that point. That check-in time just means that's when you're going to check in, and that is going to be, you'll then be able to board after that. So what I typically do, a lot of people try to get that first check-in time, and then you're at the port with all these people who are checking in at 11, but you don't board till 12, and you have to wait for your boarding group, and you're just hanging around. I don't love that. I love to do my check-in time for around 12:15, and then arrive around 12:15, and then you're able to board by 12:30. I think 12:30 is the sweet spot. There's no lines, though you've missed the early crowd, but you're still before the transfers are coming in from the airport and the Disney hotels. So you get a little bit more time on board, and you don't have to wait as long in the port. So I think that's a great tip there. I did mention the Disney transfers, so that's another thing you want to think about is how you want to get there. You're going to arrange that in advance. So if you're staying at an airport hotel or you're staying in a Disney hotel, you can buy a Disney transfer. Do the math on it. So the Disney transfer is $70 per person, but if you have a bigger party, then it might be cheaper to just do a private transfer, and it's a better value because you can stop and pick up some supplies, and you'll arrive just you. You're not fighting over porters. You're not fighting over so you wouldn't be fighting over porters on the Disney transfers because they take your bags and they bring them right on. But if you're coming from a port area hotel and you're taking a shuttle bus over, then you're gonna be fighting over porters. If you have a private transfer, then you're just able to get your porter, walk right on the ship, and I think the value is there. So we'll talk a little bit about the porters in a second, but I definitely recommend an Uber car service. Stop and pick up some essentials. To me, essentials is 2 bottles of wine. You're allowed to bring 2 bottles of wine per person. So get those 2 bottles of wine, save some money on the alcohol, and enjoy some wine on your balcony. You're able to do that in every port, but you definitely want to do it on Embarkation Day. pick up your favorite wine and pick up some bottles of water. I think bottles of water are essential, and they are expensive on board. So bring a whole pack of water, and you'll be all set. So you decided how you wanted to get there. There are other things that you need to do before you go. That is download the Navigator app for Disney Cruise Line or whatever your cruise line app is. Download any Netflix shows, any apps that you need. Wi-Fi is expensive on board, so you want to make sure you have everything downloaded. If your kid needs to have 10 episodes of Forky Asks a Question, believe me, I don't know this from experience, download all 10 episodes of Forky Asks a Question. Make sure you have it. For some reason, I download everything before we go on a road trip or anything, and my daughter seems to ask, like, I download all of her favorites. I'm like, Tangled's on there, Mulan's on there, Tiana's on there. But she always asks for, like, things that she's never watched or only watched once and didn't like. She asked me for Snow White in the car the other day. I'm like, I don't have Snow White on this. You've seen Snow White once and you were afraid, so why do we want to watch Snow White? Anyway, make sure you have everything downloaded. I love the Amazon Kindle Fire for my daughter. It was really inexpensive. It was less than $100, and she has it. It has a great case for her, and then I have backups on my iPad as well if she does decide to watch something different. So there's a great mom hack right there for you. Make sure you're prepared with your carry-on bag. Obviously, what you need to carry on for your flight is completely different for what you need to carry on to the cruise ship. But what I typically will do is keep an extra bag in my suitcase and just pull out what I need for the day. I wear my swimsuit. You can put your swimsuit on your kids if you're planning on using the pool, so you don't have to worry about packing your swimsuit. You have your swimsuit, and then just pack some dry clothes, some dry underwear at least, and maybe a shirt or a dress to throw on for dinner, just in case. You usually will have your stuff for dinner, but just in case, have something that's dry if you get wet, right? So I recommend wearing your swimsuit, a pair of shorts and t-shirt to get on board, and then like a quick little dress like this, little wrap dress. So there's an Old Navy wrap dress, throw it in, it's really small. I can wear that to dinner. So you're arriving, you have your case of water, you have your 2 bottles of wine per person, or 6-pack of beer, but I'm not a big beer drinker, so my 2 bottles of wine per person. You arrive at the port and you pull up to the unloading area. If you are driving your own car, you're going to unload, let the porters take your stuff, and then go park. If you're coming with private transfer, you're just going to unload. The porters are going to take your bags. You're going to want to tip them about $1 to $2 a bag. Then you're going to go through security. It's just like going through security at the airport. Make sure you take all your jewelry, your belts, all of that off. Put it in your checked luggage because you're not going to need it for the first day. Make sure you have any medications that you need in that checked bag. I don't know if I said that. I usually have my medications, my computer, just because I don't want to check that, and then like my outfit for dinner. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. So you're going to go through the security, then you're going to get to the check-in. You're going to go up to the check-in desk. You're going to show them your online check-in that you printed out, and you're going to walk right on board. Once you get through the gangway, once they call your boarding number, but you were smart, you arrived after your time, you checked right in, you don't have to wait for your boarding number, so you go right on. They're going to stop you in the gangway, they're going to take a nice picture of your family, and then they're going to announce you're going to go into the lobby, and you're going to be able to start your trip. So what do you do once you get into the lobby? If you have anything you need to change, any excursions you want to book, if you want to change your dining time, if you want to change your dining order, anything you want to change, you need to do that right now. Go to guest services or ask a cast member. So guest services will be able to help you set up your account, things like that. There will be a restaurant that will be handling any dining requests. So ask a cast member what restaurant to go to, and it changes all the time. So that's why I'm not telling you now. Ask them where that's happening, and they'll be able to look and see if they can change your dining time, who you're seated with, your dining order. So that will be at one of the restaurants. Guest services will be able to help you with room issues, things like that, and then the excursion desk will be able to help you with excursions. So you want to go to those places. Guest services can help you with reservations for your tickets for for meeting characters, but your reservations for Paolo or character breakfasts are going to be through that dining. So depending on what item you need to take care of is, then you're going to want to ask, you can ask at check-in where you're going to want to go, and then they'll direct you. Then many people go to lunch at the buffet. This is a great time to enjoy the pool, get a breakfast before late breakfast before you go. Like I said, we like to stay at a Disney resort and have a character breakfast before we leave, so we're nice and full. And then you can go and enjoy some time at the pool. Or while everyone's at the buffet, one of the restaurants is always open, and I think that's a great way to start a cruise, just to sit and enjoy a lovely meal, get some champagne, and just enjoy your day. This is a good time to explore the kids clubs, to explore different areas, the spa that are kind of closed once the ship gets sailing, that you won't be able to see your kids playing in the kids clubs if you want to get pictures of them in the kids clubs, because you won't be able to do that when you're underway and the kids are actually in the clubs. So that's a good time. The spa always has a Embarkation Day special, so find out what that is. Be careful, because I always somehow get roped into booking 12 different things because of the special, and end up spending more money than I wanted to. But if you don't want to get sucked into the special, make your spa treatment appointments before you get on board, so you don't even know what the special is. Explore the ship. You usually get access to your room around 1:30, so you'll be on board for about an hour before you get access to your room, maybe a little bit later. Your bags usually arrive at 6, so after dinner starts, you'll see those bags arrive. The thing you definitely want to be prepared for, though, is the muster drill. The muster drill happens on any cruise line, any port. There's always a muster drill. A ship cannot sail without a muster drill, and it is mandatory. They will track you down, so make sure your family is ready and show up to your stateroom about 15 minutes before the muster drill starts, so you're able to know what your directions to your drill station. They're on the back of your stateroom door. The directions will be right there, and you can just follow them when the muster drill begins. Again, attendance is mandatory, so don't think you're going to get out of it. They will track you down. Then after the muster drill, there's a sail away celebration party on deck, and you will then, once the sail away celebration, they will push off from the dock and you will be on your cruise and you can enjoy. So that's what Embarkation Day looks like. I hope that you got some great tips out of it. If not, you at least feel a little bit more prepared for your first cruise. If you need help planning your first cruise, please let me know. That's my specialty. I specialize in family vacations, specifically Disney World and Disney Cruise Line. So I can help you make sure you are planning everything the exact way that you want your cruise to be, and it's no additional cost. So I'd love to help you with that. I'd love to help you choose a stateroom. I'm going to put a link to a stateroom guide below. I think a huge part of your cruise is how much you enjoy your cruise is whether or not you pick this right stateroom. So I created this guide for picking the right Disney Cruise Line stateroom for you and your family, and that guide is below. It is free. You just need to download it. So there's the link. Thank you so much for joining me, and remember to take a break from the busy.
Need help planning your next family vacation? Visit us at showcasetheworld.com to request a quote or schedule a free vacation consultation. Want more great travel tips? You'll find those there too.